My name is Brian Massey. I am a Mount Rainier resident and community member. I'm a farmer, I guess would be the best way to describe what I do and what I believe in. One of the main things I do is I've turned our little property in Mount Rainier into an urban homestead. We got about 15 kind of veggie beds, growing vegetables, storing them. We got apple trees and pear trees and peach trees. We got all sorts of different stuff going on. We got a kind of a wood-fired stove that's our primary heating source. So we try to heat our house with entirely wood that I scavenge and kind of get from around.
What are the biggest environmental challenges facing the world today, and how do you feel they can be combated by greener communities?
I used to be a classroom teacher in Washington, D.C., and I used to work with middle schoolers and third and fourth graders and even like 4-year-olds and their families. And I believe in that work, and I believe in working with kids and families in public education. But bit by bit, I started to realize that there were the defining challenges of our city and our community and our world are all connected to food. You want to talk about water use, you want to talk about pesticides and chemicals, you want to talk about kind of obesity and diabetes. All these different things are connected to food and how we grow food, how we eat food, how we cook food. Working in schools in DC, I started to realize that was my passion, that's what I cared about, and that's what I wanted to shape my life around. As I did that, I also started to realize that growing food and eating food and cooking food and sharing food is also really fun. And it's an incredible way to kind of heal and repair the social bonds that kind of can be broken in a community, in a family, in a neighborhood, in a city. And so I started to kind of figure out how to develop the skills to do all that. I went up to Massachusetts and trained for a year kind of at this program that taught you how to run a small farm. I helped run a couple of small farms down in North Carolina before moving back to Mount Rainier to kind of have a kid and base our life
Any
here.
projects that you're working on in your community or any others that pertain to any green initiatives?
My main project is kind of getting involved with and engaged with the kind of local DC area urban farming community. So it's a cool community of folks that are excited about growing food and selling food and educating folks and kind of empowering folks to make different food choices and also feel connected to their food choices. And so kind of building those relationships and kind of investing in that community is my main professional task right now. There's a lot of kind of exciting things going on. I talk about all the time kind of urban agriculture in this city is kind of reaching a tipping point. And so the main things I'm involved in are connecting with the folks that are doing that second kind of urban ag and working on those projects with them. So like I said, I managed a community-based urban farm in LaJoy Park for a year and kind of working with families, working with youth, kind of talking to local teenagers about how to find the right peach on a peach tree and how not to eat the unripe ones and how to wait to find the perfect ones, stuff like that. And then also kind of working for this small company that works with families and works with kind of apartment buildings to design and build gardens and farms, kind of building gardens and farms all over the city for families, for kind of apartment building residents, for residents, all that stuff. Just to kind of be a part of that momentum for building a community-based food plan, building a more just and more joyous food system. And so it's both, it's like, it's just because it's got to be, but it's joyous because if it's not joyous, what are we doing it for? And so that's fun. So getting involved in projects that both kind of are kind of rethinking the way we grow food, cook food, and eat food.